Greetings, fellow squaddies. Chloe here, welcoming you back to Royal Telly. Today, we're diving headfirst into a recent incident of media manipulation involving none other than our beloved Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle. We live in a world where media narratives can be twisted and turned at the drop of a hat, and it's crucial that we remain vigilant against such tactics. The incident we're dissecting today is a prime example of how the media can create drama out of thin air. And it's time we put a spotlight on their deceitful tactics. Today, we are going to dissect this incident and expose the media's deceitful tactics. So buckle up, squaddies. It's time to stand up, speak out, and shine a light on the truth. After all, they can't break what's unbreakable. Our support for the Duchess is stronger than their lies. Today, we are going to dissect this incident and expose the media's deceitful tactics. So, what exactly happened? Let's delve into the details. It all started when Page 6, a popular tabloid, attempted to create a false narrative about Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. They went as far as to claim that she didn't interact with the cast of the Broadway show Gypsy. This was a clear attempt to paint Meghan in a negative light and further fuel the ongoing media circus surrounding her. But here's where things get interesting. In a twist of events, the Broadway show itself confirmed Meghan's backstage visit. That's right, the Duchess of Sussex did indeed meet the cast of Gypsy. This is a classic example of media manipulation, where certain outlets try to spin stories to fit their own narrative, regardless of the truth. Meghan attended the show with her friends, enjoying a cultural experience just like any other patron. After the show, she met with the cast backstage, including the 6-time Tony Award winner, Audra McDonald. Now, it's worth noting that Audra McDonald has previously defended Meghan against online abuse, making this meeting even more significant. But despite the facts, Page 6 decided to run their story anyway. It was a bitter hit piece designed to stir up drama and controversy. This is a common tactic used by tabloids to generate clicks and sell papers, often at the expense of the truth. What makes this incident particularly egregious is the attempt to undermine Meghan's cultural experiences and diminish her joy and success. It's a stark reminder of the lengths some media outlets will go to in order to create a false narrative, regardless of the damage it may cause. Clearly, the tabloid was trying to stir up a controversy where there was none. But we, as fellow squaddies, are not fooled. We see through the media's attempts at manipulation, and we will continue to stand with Meghan, supporting her against these baseless attacks. Now, let's uncover the truth that the media tried to hide. In the midst of this whirlwind of misinformation, the reality of the situation is refreshingly simple. Meghan, our Duchess of Sussex, attended the Broadway show Gypsy with a group of her friends. It was a casual, fun-filled outing, a chance to appreciate and engage with the arts. But the evening didn't end with the final curtain call. Meghan, along with her friends, had the opportunity to meet the incredibly talented cast backstage. This was not a flash-in-the-pan photo opportunity, but a genuine interaction with the artist who had just graced the stage. Among the cast was Audra McDonald, a 6-time Tony Award winner. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Audra, let me tell you, she's not just an extraordinary talent, she's an extraordinary person. Audra has been a vocal supporter of Meghan in the past, defending her against the onslaught of online abuse that has been directed her way. This is the real story. A night out at the theater, a meeting of creative minds, an interaction anchored in mutual respect and admiration. But of course, this is not the story that certain media outlets wanted to tell. They would rather spin a tale of isolation and exclusion, a narrative that suits their agenda, but is far removed from the truth. We must remember the media's portrayal of Meghan is often a distorted reflection of their own biases, not an accurate representation of reality. They choose to paint Meghan in a certain light, ignoring the facts that contradict their narrative. But we're not here to buy into their stories. We're here to stand by Meghan, to celebrate her achievements, to support her in the face of adversity, and to challenge the unjust narratives that are thrown her way. It's evident that Meghan was just enjoying her time at the Broadway show, contrary to what the tabloid claimed. Why did the media resort to such tactics? Let's break down their propaganda. You see, tabloids, like the one we've been discussing, operate on a rather simple principle: drama sells. They thrive on sensationalism, and there's nothing more sensational than a perceived scandal, especially when it involves a figure as widely beloved as the Duchess of Sussex. It's a low blow, but it's a tactic that has unfortunately proven effective time and again. The narrative they spun around Meghan's Broadway visit is a prime example of this. They knew that painting Meghan as aloof or dismissive of the show's cast would generate controversy and, in turn, clicks. It's a classic case of media manipulation, and it's as insidious as it is widespread. But there is another layer to this that we need to address. This isn't just about selling papers or getting clicks. There's a clear attempt here to undermine Meghan, to diminish her experiences and achievements. Why? Because seeing Meghan living her best life, free from the constraints that once held her, is a threat to their status quo. It challenges their narrative of what a woman, and particularly a woman of color, can achieve. And here's the real kicker. Every time they try to knock her down, they only make her stronger. Each attack, each lie, each attempt to belittle or undermine her only serves to galvanize her supporters and amplify her message. They don't seem to realize that their tactics are backfiring, or perhaps they do, and they're just too stubborn or too blinded by their own prejudices to change their approach. So what's the takeaway from all this? Well, it's simple. Their propaganda is just that, propaganda. It's noise, meant to distract and divide. But we won't let it, because we know the truth. We know Meghan and we know her worth. We won't let their lies diminish her light. The more they attack, the stronger Meghan and her supporters become. As fellow squaddies, we must not let such manipulation go unnoticed. We stand firm, united in our support for the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle. We see through these feeble attempts to undermine her cultural experiences, to craft false narratives, and to tarnish her joy and success. We know that these tabloids are desperate to create drama, to stir up controversy where there is none, but we won't let them. We won't allow their lies to dim the light that Meghan continues to shine. Instead, we challenge these racist media tactics. We call out the deceit and the manipulation. We stand for truth, we stand for respect, and above all, we stand with Meghan. We must continue to support Meghan and condemn these deceitful tactics. We must ensure that love and light always win, because they can't break what's unbreakable. Our support for Meghan is stronger than their lies. Now it's your turn to make a difference. We've spilled the tea, exposed the lies, and showed you the truth. But this is more than just knowing, it's about taking action. So here's what we need to do. First, we need to share this video far and wide. Let's make sure everyone knows the truth about Meghan's Broadway moment. We won't let the media twist the narrative. Second, we need to support Meghan. Every like, every positive comment, every share counts. It's our way of standing with her against the barrage of unjustified criticism. Finally, we need to challenge the media's tactics. Let's not just consume news passively. Let's question, let's probe, let's demand transparency. And remember, every action, no matter how small, makes a difference. Because in the face of lies, truth always prevails. Remember, they can't break what's unbreakable. Our support for Meghan is stronger than their lies. That's all for today, fellow squaddies. We've traveled through the twists and turns of media manipulation and emerged, as always, with the truth. This journey, like so many, reminds us of the importance of questioning narratives, of seeking truth, and of standing in solidarity with the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan. As we wrap up, let's continue to challenge the narratives that seek to undermine, diminish, and misrepresent. Let's keep our eyes open and our hearts steadfast. And remember, every like, every comment, and every subscription goes a long way in spreading the truth and countering the misinformation. So if you haven't already, hit that like button, drop a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Royal Telly, where we bring you the real tea on all things Sussex. Stay strong and stand with Meghan. Until next time, Chloe signing off from Royal Telly.